better, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine. With our sweat and love, every breath of our lives, we trust in God, we will lift our homeland high. We believe in togetherness, we'll build a land of progress.
From time immemorial, Anambra State has always been the frontline state of southeastern Nigeria. Not only is the state endowed with enormous human resources, Anambra is also host to West Africa's largest market in Onitsha, as well as Nigeria's most promising automobile city in Nnewi. With the recent production of crude from the oil wells of Aguleri, Anambra has also joined Nigeria's elite league of oil-producing states. The state, which prides itself as the light of the nation, has produced some of Nigeria's most distinguished citizens and statesmen. However, in its 23 years of existence, the greatest challenge facing Anambra State has been the challenge of leadership. Despite its enormous endowments in human and material resources, Anambra had yet to fulfill the promise of its creation until the APGA government took over the reins of governance under former Governor Peter Obi. The Obi administration left a legacy of solid fundamentals, building roads, schools, hospitals, and other important enablers. 6 months after his inauguration as the 5th democratically elected governor of Anambra State, Chief Willie Obiano seems to have hit the ground running, continuing the tradition of excellence established by his predecessor. Chief Obiano's vision of making Anambra State the first choice investment destination and the hub of industrialization and commercial activities is almost fully realized. The volume of investment inflow into the state and the number of inquiries from foreign and local investors seeking wealth creation opportunities in Anambra State lend support to the general belief that gradually Obiano is repositioning the state to repossess its status as a frontline state in Nigeria.
The vision of Anambra, is to be the first choice investment destination, and a place for economic activity, that will thrive and get our people to be much wealthier than they are currently. The mission is to make Anambra a socially stable, business-friendly environment, so that in the Anambra and all the foreigners who are doing business here will find home in creating wealth for themselves and for the Anambra that's their residents within, to be able to do and flourish.
Essentially, Governor Obiano's economic blueprint for the Anambra is anchored on what he calls the 4 pillars of development. These are agriculture in its mechanized form, trade and commerce, industrialization, and oil and gas. Governor Obiano is also fully aware that in fulfilling his electoral promises to the people, key economic enablers will have to be vigorously pursued and fully established. These include adequate security for life and property and the provision of a network of access roads and bridges to open up access to the agricultural belt of the state. He also understood the imperatives of a clean environment and commenced the revamping of the state's health and educational institutions to provide modern healthcare and qualitative education, amongst many other achievements. Perhaps what will remain Governor Willie Obiano's most outstanding achievement for a long time to come is his comprehensive and thorough weeding out of criminals from Anambra State. It was this understanding that made him set up a joint security task force known as Operation Kpochapu, which is made up of all security arms in the state, including members of vigilante groups.
When I took over, I made security my priority to ensure that I guarantee security of lives and property. That I've done very significantly. And today, people are coming home to ask for to invest in Anambra State.
Operation Ochapo has recorded very amazing results as kidnappers, armed robbers, illicit arms suppliers, forgers, child traffickers, drug barons and other criminal elements are being hunted down every day and forced to relocate elsewhere. Further to that, in line with the property laws of Anambra State, the properties used by kidnappers as warehouses to detain their victims are swiftly revoked and promptly demolished to serve as a deterrent to future kidnappers in the state. In the same vein, Governor Obiano has also reinforced all hotspots in the state notorious for the prevalence of high crimes with security posts and sandbags. He has also reorganized the various motor parks and wiped them clean from touts, miscreants and other undesirable elements. As a result, hitherto rowdy areas like Upper Iweka in Onitsha are now wearing a sparkling new look. As a result of these heavy security reinforcements and the combat readiness of the entire security apparatus in the state, nightlife is fast returning to Awka, Onitsha, and other urbanizing towns in Anambra State. In the atmosphere of peace and security, every other seed of development has suddenly started to bloom. One other area where Governor Willie Obiano's huge experience as an investment banker has shown itself the most is in the area of laying a solid foundation that will attract investors to Anambra State. His economic policies and programs are carefully conceived and executed to open up fresh windows of opportunity for the well-known entrepreneurial genius of Anambra to blossom, just like he has also embarked on measures to revamp and reposition the state's broadcasting corporation ABS as the heartbeat of the East. Barely a month in office, Governor Obiano had set up the Anambra State Investment Promotion and Protection Agency, ANSIPA, with a mandate to promote, protect, monitor and coordinate investments as well as provide relevant services to current and potential investors within the state.
It's also critical in people understanding what we are doing to make sure that investors find it easy to do business. So the idea of a one-shop bank is to minimize the challenges that investors will have if we didn't have that outfit. They would have been going to lands for land, they will go to trade and commerce. We don't want that kind of stuff. You just go to ANSIPA, finish, and in less than 2 weeks, your deal is done.
The agency is about managing all Anambra investments, take steps to promote Anambra, protect all the investments, monitor them, and making to fulfill the vision of His Excellency, which happens to be the vision of the agency, which is making Anambra State the first choice of investment destination in Nigeria.
A one-stop investment vehicle, ANSIPA is made up of seasoned personnel, and they have been inundated with hundreds of investment requests. Carefully appraising these requests on merit, 11 promising ventures have been accented to in the key sectors of agriculture, hospitality, commerce and transportation. ANSIPA's projected direct investment portfolio coming into the state this year, 2014, is put in the range of $1.9 billion or 318 billion naira.
Because if you look at the economic blueprint of the governor, about 75% of that blueprint is financed by public-private partnerships. And what ANSIPA is like a vehicle through which all these different projects will be structured, will be funded, and also be managed for them to see, for them to be realized.
The most sought-after investment sector in the state is agriculture, as Anambra State is endowed with a vast expanse of land which is almost 100% arable. Governor Obiano's new agricultural revolution, with greater emphasis on mechanized farming, is a new development paradigm in Anambra State. The governor's collaboration and support for big agricultural investors and cooperative farmers has ushered in a new agricultural era. Encouraged by Governor Obiano's policies that have revolutionized agro-business in Anambra, Co-Shed Farms is collaborating with the state government to establish a 3,000-hectare rice farm in Anako, Ayamelum local government area of Anambra State. This farm is conceived as a complete value chain project, from cultivation through processing to marketing. This collaboration agrees with Chief Obiano's economic blueprint for the Anambra. With a memorandum of understanding recently signed with the Anambra State government, Joseph Agro Limited has taken over the state-owned Omo Rice Mill project in Umumbo, Ayamelum local government area. The mill, which has a current capacity to process about 18,000 metric tons of rice a day, will be expanded to produce more as its new owners pump in a whopping $150 million to revamp and upgrade its moribund facilities. Like many other local governments in the state, Ayamelum local government, whose people are predominantly rice growers, has abundant land suitable for planting rice and other commercially viable produce.
Our interest to come to Anambra and invest here principally was spurred by the environment that we see has been created here. There is an investment-friendly environment in Anambra today, and we as businessmen who wants to contribute to the well-being of Nigeria are taking advantage of the opportunity that has been created here.
Yes, we work with Joseph group and for the agriculture project here, and now the mill plant and the pump house for the irrigation was not in good condition. So what we should do is to bring our technical team here and to rebuild or repair the old plant, the old mill and the old pump house, and to get the irrigation project into new operation.
Governor Obiano has also boosted the capacity of local farmers with the donation of improved seedlings as well as the provision of mechanized farm tools for tilling and plowing their lands free of charge. Meanwhile, the government has encouraged the formation of a total of 1,874 cooperative societies to boost capacity and serve as outgrowers to the mechanized farming scheme. Within the next 2 years, it is expected that Anambra will be the leading producer of rice and other produce in the country.
The local farmers are happy. First, they are having their lands prepared free of charge at this initial stage, and they are getting improved seedlings free of charge at this stage, and we're not taking over the lands and what have you, and we're willing to encourage, depending on the strength in the cooperatives, we're willing to give them additional lands to prepare, that will prepare, so they are really happy about that. A structure that would have taken off what they used to have and whatever would have been a different structure, but this is a structure that wins. They are pretty happy with getting that.
We have an outgrower scheme program in place where we'll be using Anambrians as principally the source of getting the paddings for the mill. Aside from that, too, we have signed some MOUs with some institutions for training of the people of Anambra State to be able to help us deliver on the project.
It is also expected that within the next 3 months, the Anambra State government will complete the signing of 6 other MOUs to further boost agriculture within the state. Keeping his promise to provide access roads to the farm settlements, the Obiano administration has continued to open numerous roads to the agricultural belt as well as the oil-producing communities in the state, with lengths totaling over 150 kilometers in all senatorial zones. Agricultural produce will have easy access to more lucrative markets, thus increasing the earning power of the farmers.
Like people usually have problem because there are a lot of challenges, because sometimes they're supposed to take the food items they have to market, but the problem is that there's no road. Sometimes there will be no Okada to take them to the place because there's no enough good road. So I thank the governor for what he's doing.
So that is part of encouragement on the government side, because if you have a good road, you will be able to move out your product easily to the people, and people can also access your place easily to come and buy something. But with bad road, they cannot, unless if he takes your product outside. So government on that aspect have done well.
In keeping his electoral promise of giving Anambra State a befitting capital, the construction of the 3 arms zone has taken off in earnest to further change the skyline, reduce traffic congestion, and improve the aesthetics of the city. Governor Obiano has commenced the construction of 3 flyovers, which will be ready in 12 months. Thus, the Awka capital will never be the same.
The new Awka Capital Development Authority is much more structured, very ebullient, very resourced with people that have done that kind of work in their various areas. They are charged with moving Awka, to be a proper state capital. When I spoke with them, I showed them a picture of Dubai, 1999, and picture of Dubai 13 years after. Picture of Dubai in 1999, if you will, was like Awka, and only 13 years, 1-3, they moved to that level that they are. They didn't have all the money at 30 years earlier when they were making that move, but they have the kind of things I have now: resources, good advisors, good intelligence, the determination to drive, and the linkage effects to raise the money.
Anambrians at home and in the diaspora have seen that you are indeed an action governor. DJ. We applaud the marvelous strides you have made in such a short period in the areas of security, sanitation, and infrastructural development. Also, your initiatives in the agricultural sector, the health sector, and so forth. So your proactive approach to the Ebola threat, for example, is an example to all.
The hospitality, trade and commerce sectors in Anambra have been given a boost as interested investors have taken up the completion of state-owned hotels while its shopping malls get close to completion. Cardinal Developers and Trust Limited has signed a pact with the Anambra State government and taken over the completion of the state-owned 4-star 150-room hotel in Onitsha. The new investor has already commenced work and the hotel is expected to open to customers soon. This hotel project will also provide a 2,000 capacity conference center and build 161 units of luxury flats.
The opportunities were presented, advertised, and I got interested naturally and approached them. So can you tell me more about it? And of course, the way they explained it, the way they put it together, documentaries, the write-ups, the preparation before the discussion with me. I mean, you know that these guys were serious. They were detailed in their explanation and their knowledge of what needed to be done. And when I told them the problems that I saw, and they were willing to work with me and all of those things. And within 2 days, I spent 4 days in Awka in a row. Within 4 days, and believe me, we came to somewhere. And of course, the result is what we're dealing with today, signing an MOU. I tell you, I am quite impressed.
Trade and commerce in Anambra State will move into a new phase with the expected opening of world-class markets and shopping malls in the near future. As the construction of modern shopping malls gain momentum, they are expected to be ready within the next 12 months. Sited in Awka, Onitsha and Nnewi, they all come with modern facilities for shopping, while the project in Awka will include a cinema gallery with multiplex screens. This is in addition to the rehabilitation and the building of new markets in various locations in the state.
We've just installed CCTV in the market, and that has reduced pickpockets to almost zero. You know, because there's this saying that if you touch somebody's bag or pick somebody's pocket, the governor will see you and you'll be picked up. So that's great, you know, and it's working. And we intend to do so for all our markets. You know, in the first phase of our market construction, we are doing 5 modern markets in Anambra. One at Obunike, then the other one at Umunze. You know, we upgrade the one we are doing at Oba, you know, and 2 more areas, you know. So we're looking at those things.
With the emergence of Anambra as an oil-producing state, the state government has concluded plans to build a cargo airport in Umueri, where an aviation fuel depot produced by Orient Petroleum and Gas will be provided and sold, attracting airlines in the sub-region to refuel their planes.
Currently, Orient Petrol is doing 11 wells, and they are doing 2,500 barrels per day as we speak, and they've been doing that for some time consistently now. And Orient is almost finalizing an arrangement to set up a 55,000 barrels per day refinery. You know, so this refinery, among the things it will refine and produce is the ATK aviation fuel, which will be dumped at an international airport, cargo airport that we are doing at Umueri, which is a very short distance from here. You know, this international airport will ensure that international flights, Lufthansa, British Airways, name them, will come to Umueri here to take fuel instead of going to Ghana. That's where they take fuel as we speak. So this will bring a lot of economic activities for the Anambra.
After only 6 months in office, one thing is for sure. Governor Willie Obiano is in full throttle, building the pillars, reactivating and revamping the economic enablers through a robust, well-thought-out economic framework that will usher in a safe and industrialized Anambra state, which has now become a heaven for investors.
With security guaranteed and power provided, there's nothing much left, and with a very focused, eyes on the ball governor like me on the issues I'm doing, you know, the sky is the limit for investors coming in here to do business.
With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless Anambra, God bless the shining light that we bear. We're the only ones to make her brighter, the only ones to make her better, the only ones to make Anambra shine.